Good afternoon, everybody. We are in the October monthly meetings for the Guilds of Requiem. My name is Robin Kearney. We have with us Mikey Gravely and Heather Roche. This is the Space Station Requiem meeting. And come on, one more computer. It's Halloween time. So what are we going to talk about? Website updates. I've been trying to update the website, bring it more current, get rid of irrelevant information that no longer pertains to us. And the Saga Space Station Requiem is going up on it. I plan to put one log entry probably per month. So the best way to be notified of when that happens is to join the website. We have done away with the application process for joining the websites. We still approve all memberships onto the websites. Mostly I'm looking for any email addresses that just don't click right, might be spammy, scammy in the wordings and stuff. So if you have a unique email address and you're not approved within the first 48 hours after submitting your request, please email spacestationrequiem@guildsofrequiem.com or check your spam folder for an email from customer service@guildsofrequiem.com. I do send out emails just to verify that you are a person, and not some bot entity trying to get in and get information. That's what I have going on for website updates. Really haven't seen a lot of people complaining about moving off of social media. And for fandom, I really don't see that happening because there's so many special interest groups that if one group doesn't work for you, you'll find another one that does. So I probably will not open up groups on our website for a while. You give us some time, build up more active members, oh, the best thing about joining the website. Congratulations, you're now a member of the Space Station Requiem. Everyone comes in as a recruit. If you are interested in doing more than just being a member, please email me or message our page on Facebook, and we will walk you through how to, kind of what our expectations are in participation so that you earn your promotions. We don't just give out promotions. You do earn your promotions through participation. I do have our badges up for sale. And let's see if I click right there. It's going to take you to our shop. Come on. Come on. Requiem badge. There we go. So this is kind of our base one that it looks like. This background will stay black on all of them. You have the option of this being a black tree of life, a bronze tree of life, which is what this one is, a gold one, or a silver one. You have your choice of gem color from black, which is our Marines, light blue is Temporal Corps, dark blue is Command, clear Diplomat, which is what this is my Diplomat one. Light green is Medical, dark green Sciences, orange is Security, purple is Communications, red is Search and Rescue, white Operations, and yellow Engineering. Yes, we do have our own color coding that is not in line with any of the Star Treks, because we do have our own universe in which we have stories happening. We do the stories where we are in the Star Trek universe will follow the Star Trek color guidelines. And I believe we are not Insurrection, Nemesis. Yeah. I think we're in the past Nemesis, or maybe probably Picard would be where we're at now. Is the Picard one, so I'll have to go back and look at the uniforming on all that and everything. You can scroll through. This is a bronze with black. Actually, this is a muted gold. If you let me know that you're specifically Marines, we do muted colors. So this is the muted gold with the black center. This is a silver. I did not put the gem in there because I only have so many gems and I have only so many deals. Mikey and I have already discussed with Ben that when we do our second run, we'll make sure that it's more rounded at the bottom. That was a part of the, yeah, that was a part of the production process, that mass producing them, it kind of, yeah, it kind of gave us that little divot and we're not quite sure why.
Well, you
And
know what? It's unique.
yeah,
It's unique.
I mean, just like on the sample one, it didn't have this line all the way through it.
Exactly.
So that was the second
Really
thing
weird.
that showed up, along with some lines right here. So we will probably opt for the slower, take the time, print it, resin printing, and we'll adjust the cost for those, because this is first run. We're not, you know, right now we're just recouping costs with a little bit of extra to fund the guilds. Sorry, some of mine is blurry. That is what the black on black with black looks like. It is very black. It is hard to see any details. This was me taking a picture outside, auto, and trying to enhance the heck out of it. So just be warned, if you want a black tree, it's not going to show up very well with the black background. If you want a black jewel with a black tree with a black background, everyone's going to just kind of see a black blob on your, yeah.
Section 31.
Yeah, section 31. Actually, this was meant to be Marines when they're off station, but usually Marines won't even wear an emblem of who they're with. So that is kind of we've already saw those. This is the kind of the color scheme that we have going on. The gold, we have gold as officers. We have silver as enlisted. This bronzing outline is for our senior master chief petty officer. That is our senior most master chief petty officer in the club. I know that's a mouthful. If you decide to follow the warrant officers, this is going to be bronze, this will be silver, and that will be bronze. And I might have one on here. I don't think so. And I don't even think I have, no. Yeah, I do have Jeff's here. I don't know if y'all can see that or not.
Yep.
So
that looks really pretty. I like
yeah,
that.
he's in operations. This is silver, and then this is bronze. He's our only warrant officer.
I like that. That looks good.
So that is what his is. Give me a second here. And yes, I'm trying to get somebody to go to the post office for me so I can have mailing. Okay. See here. These are kind of what the different colors look like. That's about how thick it is. They are magnetic backs, so they're not going to put any holes in your clothing. I have done them onto canvas, some canvas material I have. They do hold. They're a little bit weak and they can bounce off or easily. So that's something we may want to look at, Mikey, is maybe in the center, just do a single magnet in the center that's stronger.
Okay.
Instead of two smaller ones.
Perfect. I'll let Ben know.
Okay. And then this is again the difference between.
See if you get little, if not a round one, see if they some little magnet bars.
That made them stick up too much. And these are not that big.
Yeah. You have to see what I don't even know what's available magnet wise.
So this is a bar. This is the smallest you can buy the bars. And this is our comp badge.
Yeah. No way you could like cut them in half?
No, these are solid. These are solid. I do have some more magnets that are a bit more robust. Yeah, the ones that I have, Mikey, for the badge, for the rank, I might need to just get you guys a set of black to use. And by the way, you left this in the bag.
I love it.
But you left it in the bag.
I did.
I'm picking on her.
Hey, I didn't want to lose it.
Oh,
And I
yeah,
didn't
there
lose
is
it.
that.
It just went back to its original destination.
But this is kind of what they all look like, and you can see here, this is the muted gold and the muted silver. If that is something you specifically you want, feel free to email us, or yeah, right there's our email address, customer service at Guilds of Requiem, after you submit your order. I believe it is $5 shipping and handling. Back. This is being a pain. Sorry. So yeah, that's what the badges look like, and we do have them up. Like I said, the first run is $15. That's covering the printing costs. Gets us some towards printing the next round of badges, and it does put some money into the Space Station Requiem funds. Current uses of those funds is to help pay for the websites and the space that we use on the Guilds of Requiem websites, and my time for maintaining the websites. Yeah, I mean, I realistically, I don't get paid. And I donate the money back to the club. If anybody is into website and wants to maintain for us as a part of their membership with the club, by all means, let me know. I will not turn my head away or sneeze at any offers of assistance. The other thing that we're going to talk about here is the top 10 scariest science fiction movies, and this is by sales, grossing sales. And then we have a custom written by moi, Space Station 7-7. Come on. Top 10 scary science fiction movies. Who wants to guess number one?
Aliens.
Alien.
Yeah.
Came out in 1979. I was 5 when it came out, and my dad thought it would be a grand idea to go to the Late Show with me as a child, with the thought that it's late, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Oh no.
No, I did not go to sleep. As a matter of fact, Dad had to deal me sleeping in bed with him because I refused to sleep by myself for a week. My mom was livid because he took me to a scary movie. And then it came out on VHS. Actually, it came out on HBO first, and Grandma thought it would be a great idea to park us kids down in front of the TV to watch a scary movie for Halloween. I slept on the sofa. I refused to sleep in my room. I slept on the sofa where I could hear Grandpa working all night long. That's the only place I would sleep. So yeah, I did not deal with scary movies well. And then Aliens came out. I know at that point, I no longer found Aliens scary. I'm surprised Aliens did not gross higher than this. The Thing. My brother wanted to be an Antarctic researcher until The Thing came out. And it came out on HBO. And Dad had this wonderful thing of if he was going to watch a show on TV that he didn't think we should be watching, he would send us downstairs and watch TV down there. Well, what Dad forgot was that his stereo surround sound also included the speakers in the basement. So we would just turn the TV to HBO or whatever he was, Showtime, Skinamax, whatever it was, the show that he didn't want us to watch, we would turn it to that station, and we would just sit there and we'd watch it, and because he had the volume turned on, the whole sound system turned on. So yeah, I didn't want to go out in snow for a while after that, and I was really suspicious of anything that looked wrong. Event Horizon.
Mhm.
Let me tell you about Event Horizon. 19
I think I saw a part of that and then stopped watching just because
Well,
sci-fi, especially scary ones, just don't, even before they get scary, they don't pull me in at all.
well, the thing with Event Horizon, when it came out on VHS, I worked at Blockbuster. So we had inventory, and we were told we could go ahead and pick a movie to play while we're doing inventory. There was like 6 of us there doing inventory. So we convinced, I convinced all of the crew that watching Event Horizon would be fun. You know, a little bit of suspense, kind of nice and distracting. What I didn't know is there was an electrical storm getting ready to come through Corpus Christi.
Oh
And
no.
about the time the shit hit the fan in the movie, we had lightning take out the transformer right next to our store. And it went dark in the movie, and then everything in the store went dark.
Mhm.
Oh boy.
It was another 10 years before I could watch the movie. I don't normally do scary movies or horror movies, you know. Obviously there's reasons, childhood trauma and all that. But yeah, we'd get the power back on and someone said, "Hey, let's start the movie again."
Nope.
Sure, no problem. It started getting deeper in there and we lost power again. At that point, we decided we're not watching any more movies.
At
We're
least that
done.
one.
We are done with movies. That's just all it's to it. And then there was Darth Vader standing in the in the window. Gust of wind hit the wall so hard that he fell over.
Oh my god.
Scared the crap out of everyone. Darth Vader went raw. So yeah, but lots of fun working at Blockbuster. And yes, I know I just dated how old I was. The fact that I was a store manager at a Blockbuster. Yeah. So, The Exorcist, the beginning.
The original is one of my favorite horror movies.
Yeah.
I have not seen this one yet.
The
I
original
saw
is
the
really
original
good.
at a friend's house when I was like, I think we were like 8. And
Ooh.
no, we didn't even finish it. We were hiding behind, we had pulled the couch cushions from behind us.
I was actually surprised that this one had higher grossing sales than the original Exorcist. I mean, that just kind of sort of blew my mind. And, you know,
I think part of it may be better effects.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as
So
Yeah.
easy.
yeah, I mean, as you know, as our industry technology has progressed, you know, they go back and yeah, everyone's like, "Oh man, they're remaking this movie. I don't want to go see it." And then they go see it and they're like, "I like this better because the effects are so much better. You already know the plot line, so you're not sitting there having to conceptualize what's happening because you already have an idea of what's happening and what's gonna happen. So when it doesn't happen, you're like, whoa, or it does happen and you've got these so much better CGI effects happening and AI effects and everything. It hits you on a whole different level now. The Invasion. This is a remake of the 1956 movie Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
I saw the original.
I saw the original. This is one where I have to say the remake didn't scare me as much as the original. I mean, because in the original, you know, I was young when I saw it, very impressionable. It's actually a book. So being the nerd that I am, I had read the book. So when The Invasion came out, we went and watched it in the theater. I actually felt disappointed.
Mm.
And I've seen it on TV a couple more times since then, or I'll see little clips of it scrolling through Facebook, and I'm just not really impressed. You know, it left me kind of lacking for
Especially if you read a book before seeing it, your imagination's gonna be way
yeah.
more
And I'm one of those people that
detailed.
I'm one of those people that sees what's happening in a book. I can
Mhm.
visualize if the writer is
You
good.
stop seeing the words, you see pictures.
Yeah, I see pictures. You know, I don't see words on the page. Sometimes I see words and pictures, but my brain immediately starts to build its own little movie of what's
Yeah, suddenly you're
happening.
in the movie.
Yeah,
You're in a movie in your own head.
yeah,
Yeah.
and for me, that's the hallmarks of a good author. Is
Mhm.
if I can get engrossed in their world and creating it in my head. So for me, that The Invasion 2007 was a miss. Cabin in the Woods. I didn't want to go camping after this. Yeah, that's one of those iconic
Right.
shows now. Oh,
Sorry. The other
um,
half is,
other half is questioning.
yeah.
Yeah, I think my other half is on the way home.
Mhm.
Because he called. Give me just a second here.
Mhm.
So for me, I kind of like The Cabin in the Woods. Did it
Mhm.
scare me? It had my blood pressure up. It had my heart rate up. You know, it wasn't a, you know, it did me rethink camping a couple of times. But not a whole lot actually gets me to think, you know, maybe I shouldn't camp in that cabin in the woods.
Mhm.
So we are to number 7, Annihilation. I'll admit, I've tried watching this one several times. And I just couldn't get into it. I mean, it doesn't surprise me that it's on this top 10 grossing movie, scary science fiction movies. It did have good special effects, but for me, the story was lacking. Underwater. I actually like this one. And I knew going into watching it, it's deep sea, you know, things are going to get deep with it.
Bum.
Yeah, I know. Me and my plum, I love it. I mean, but really, for me, this one, you know, the storytelling was good. The actors were good. Of course, it's 2020, so we've got better graphics and special effects.
Mhm.
So for me, this was a win. You know, I don't know that I call it scary, but thrilling. It was definitely a thriller for me.
Mhm.
Number 9, The Midnight Meat Train.
Name alone just makes you go,
Yeah, the name alone, I just didn't. It didn't grab me as being something I wanted to watch. I do have it on my list of things to watch when it's just me. Well, maybe when it's not just me, if it's a gritty horror. I don't have to be on subway trains, so that doesn't bother me a bit. It's not gonna impact how I travel. Or make me rethink something, but it's on my to watch list. I can't say that I heard a whole lot about it when it came out. So that one was a shocker for me. The Invisible Man. There was the novel, which was very well written. It came out in the 50s, I believe, as a movie. The 2021, in my opinion, did it justice.
Well, okay. I'll
Yeah.
definitely have to watch it then because I really enjoyed the original.
Yeah.
So
To
I'll
to
definitely
me,
have to watch
they
this one.
yeah, to me they did it justice.
Okay.
It really was, you know, in my opinion, a good movie. I mean, it kind of, it brought in some details that the original missed from the novel. Of course, back then, you know, you'd have a 400-page novel and you'd get a 45-minute to an hour show out of it.
Right.
Now you have a 400-page novel and you're going to get a 2-hour show out of it. So they're able to come in with more details. They're able to take their own twists on things. Hollywoodize it is what we call it. So for me, yeah, it was pretty good. Space Station 7-7 Echoes in the Void. Oh man. I don't know if y'all just heard that. I forgot my thing in the room is called Echo.
Mm.
It just ding donged at me.
I was waiting. I was waiting for something to happen.
Can y'all see my screen or is it still on the?
It's on the space station slide.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go ahead and share this. Because I did put some pictures in on it. This will go up onto the space station Requiem blog. This is like one of those short fillers because analogs covers 7,000 years easily, if not longer. As much as I would like to write a book about every little single detail that has happened, to wrap, you know, there's always going to be these other little things that happen that I can't include in the story, but they're kind of based in the same universe. Sometimes I just need a little filler of, you know, oh, hey, in this book, she's 500 years old, and in this book, she's 1,500. So what happened during that 1,000 years? Well, I'm probably going to do a series of shorts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where this one is. It's a frightful footnote to analogs. Hopefully you'll find it as enjoying as I did writing it.
I enjoyed it.
Actually, I changed some things since you proofread it.
Hey, it's all good.
So, Captain's Log, Spaceship Granger, SS Granger, Stardate 51915.07. Yes, we do use the Star Trek Stardate calculators. Captain Elena Ford reporting. Space Station 7-7 was built the year the Draconis Rift was discovered. Its purpose is to serve as a listening outpost and monitor Rift activities. 3 days ago, we received a distress call from Space Station 7-7. The station's last transmission was a garbled message filled with static and fear. As we near the space station, our hails go unanswered. Space Station 7-7 drifted silently against the backdrop of the stark redness of the rift. Its sleek metallic structure gleamed under the distant light of nearby stars, and an isolated outpost in the vast void of space. I'm not going to try to do voices for these guys. I'm sorry. Not happening. Captain, I'm reading no life signs on board the space station. Lieutenant Strand was proficient in his duties as the chief science officer. His deep blue mammalian tentacles twitched with anxiety on the sides of his red and blue feathered head. Captain Elena Ford stood at the helm, her deep blue eyes scanning the holographic display of the space station hanging desolate in the dark to be briefly highlighted in an eerie red each time the rift pulsated. Prepare for docking, she ordered, her voice steady despite the unease gnawing at her. She activated the comm. Search and rescue, Squad 1, meet me at airlock 7. Captain, may I remind you that protocol dictates that you remain on the Granger. Elena scowled at her first officer, an imposing Draklin with scales that glistened black against the stark whiteness of the bridge. Lieutenant Marskell, when I want to be reminded of protocols, I will ask you for it. With the finality of her statement, she strode across the bridge to the ladder leading down from. Keep comms clear. The crew of Search and Rescue Squad 1 were the first to board the silent station, their footsteps echoing through the deserted corridors. Their red uniforms with reflective striping would normally evoke feelings of hope, instead looking lost in the darkness of the space station. The eerie silence was only broken by the hum of the station's life support systems and their footsteps echoing in the empty corridor. Dr. Mitchell, the ship's chief medical officer, ran a quick scan. Still no life signs, no signs of life, he reported. His voice hushed, but there is something unusual in the readings. As they ventured deeper into the station, they discovered the signs of a struggle. Equipment lay scattered, panels were torn open, and the walls were splattered with an unidentified substance in the dark red of dried human blood. The hallways had tracks of blood indicating bodies were dragged down them. The crew quarters were empty, personal belongings scattered and abandoned to time. In the heart of the station, they found the central control room. Captain Ford approached the main console, hoping to find any clue that could explain the crew's disappearance. As she accessed the logs, a chilling video feed flickered to life. It showed the crew in a state of panic, shouting and pointing at something off screen. The image distorted, and a figure emerged, an alien creature unlike anything they had ever seen. The creature was tall and gaunt, with elongated limbs and a translucent exoskeleton that glowed faintly in the dark. Its eyes were voids, red and soulless, reflecting nothing but the fear of those who gazed into them. Before the feed was cut off, one final message was recorded. To anyone who finds this, the creature, it hunts in the shadows. Stay out of the dark. The crew of the Granger exchanged uneasy glances at the entire space station cloaked in darkness, barely lit with emergency lighting. Dr. Mitchell spoke up while looking at a readout on a scanner. We need to leave, now. Whatever took the crew is still here and heading this. His sentence was cut short as the remaining lights flickered and went out, plunging them into darkness. The air grew colder, and a faint guttural growl echoed through the halls. Hollow footsteps vibrated through the floor. Captain Ford drew her sidearm, the beam of her flashlight cutting through the blackness. We stick together, she said, her voice a whisper. Head back to the Granger, now. As they retraced their steps, the sound of something moving in the shadows followed them. Panic set in as the crew realized they were indeed not alone. The alien creature, invisible in the dark, stalked them, its presence felt but never seen. One by one, members of the crew were taken, dragged into the darkness where their screams ended abruptly. Captain Ford and Dr. Mitchell were the last, their breaths ragged from exertion as they reached the docking bay. The door to the Granger was within sight when the creature lunged from the darkness. Captain Ford turned and fired her weapon, the flashes of light momentarily illuminating the alien's ghastly form. It recoiled, retreating into the shadows. Seizing the moment, they boarded the Granger and sealed the hatch. All weapons, open fire on that demon in space. And fire! Captain Ford yelled up the ladder to the bridge, finding it more efficient to yell and run at the same time than to smack a comms panel. The sound of the creature throwing itself at the docking hatch were drowned out by the horrific howl of the beast, his roaring echoing through the corridors of the Granger. As the SS Granger disengaged from Station 7-7, Dr. Mitchell stared out into the rift as the space station lit up for one last time and will forever be haunted by what he'd seen. The captain stood on the bridge, the halo of the rift and exploding station enveloping her in despair. The rift claimed another legend, the chilling tale of an alien intruder and a vanished crew echoing through the void and serving as a grim reminder of the unknown horrors that lie in the vast, uncharted reaches of the rift that will echo through time. Microphone's off.
Yeah, I know. Wow, that was good.
That was good.
Dude, it's like my heart started racing when they started running. I'm like, are they gonna make it? Are they gonna make it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of feel that there was a couple places I needed to put more detail and I kind of stumbled over some words. But I think that's because my brain was reading what I wrote plus what I knew I had wrote and
Right.
there was that lag between thinking and doing. So I'm not the best person to read aloud because I do stumble in my reading.
But see, I think that's the same for a lot of people. I
Mhm.
hated reading out loud in school because I was always reading ahead of what I was
Yeah,
saying. So
Yeah.
I had a really hard time with that. And I've
and
always been
I'm a
like that.
speed reader.
Same here.
Exactly.
And it drove me crazy. I knew I had to read to my kids when they were little, so I'd read to them at night.
Hmm.
But between my eyes wanting to speed ahead,
Hmm.
and after 5 minutes of reading, my throat drying out and starting to crackle, I was just all like, I gotta finish this.
Hmm.
I gotta go until at least until they fall asleep.
Yep. Yeah. So I had fun writing it. Like I said, they're going to be little shorts. Um, you know, just kind of have fun. You know, it's not something that's in depth to read, but detailed enough so that you understand where you're at. They can kind of stand alone, but you understand where you're at in the universe and what the time frame is in the universe.
Cool.
So, but yeah, I do intend to using the Star Trek Stardate. There's several different calculators out there. They all kind of give slightly different answers, so I think I'm okay with doing that. Just for continuity.
Yeah,
I can go backwards in time.
I've been looking at my character, the backstory that I wrote for her, and trying to figure out, okay, I want to disengage this character from Star Trek. Really, the only thing I have to do is change up the species involved.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here going, I'm not creative enough to create new species names. Oh, geez, how am I
I
going to
have a
do this?
list. I have a list. Trust me, I have a list.
Because I want her to be similar to how I created her with the Star Trek species.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm sitting here going, I have no clue at this point. I'm stuck.
So this is kind of what it looks like on my writing board.
Hmm.
You can see the ones that I'm on. Yes, I just did enter a writing contest. And I got an honorable mention, which was $100. I'm not going to argue about it. I
Yeah.
had information on the Alassians,
Hmm.
Alassian, you know, what they look like, what their descriptors are, skin
Hmm.
tones, all that. We have the 7 races of the Alassians, what they look like, how do they travel. That one, I will admit, I have been going to my ex because he knows technobabble and I don't.
Hmm.
He can make things. Yeah, he thinks he can come up with new technobabble that makes sense. And then I also have a friend who is a physicist that has looked at it and gone, seriously? Okay, I can see where you tried to actually keep physics involved. So I'm giving you bonus points for that. But, so these are a lot of the things that I toss around in my mind. The timekeeping, the Alassian day is 72 Terran hours. It's 125 Terran years to 1 Alassian year, which is a turn of Sol day. It's orbit around the sun. This is the counting, all their different means and stuff. Let's see here, what's my next one? And of course, working on analogs. I'm probably not going to publish any more excerpts from the main books because I do intend to publish these. So the shorts will be free and on the website, but the main novels I'm publishing with intent to generate revenue.
Yeah.
Here's the Elatian culture, lifespans, the 7 classes, what the different ratings mean, and everybody in the Elassian universe has these 7 ratings. Everyone is rated on their telepathy, empathy, and chameleon ability. You know, that's the shape-shifting. Social structures. I think I have a listing started of, no laughing at some of my folder names here. So these are some of the different alien species. Oops. Move this and this so I can make this bigger. So I already have the names of some of them. You know, I talked about Tamalians. Come on,
Yeah.
come on, it's open. That's kind of what they look like. I mean, I've got several different variations, and I haven't picked on exactly one yet.
Yeah.
But I like them all. You know, they all have their own little uniqueness to them. But this is kind of what I was envisioning with the first officer of what he looks like.
Basically blue skinned with
Red plumage.
in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And then variations on that because you know, world is an entire planet is very diverse.
Yeah. You know,
See having
little creatures. You know, and then you get flat out got birds and flowers and stuff. And then you got fun creatures. You know, so I try to have fun with it. Yes, I do use a lot of AI, and sometimes it's very challenging. By the way, the Jadesh are the really bad guys in the story, and they'll pop up frequently. Trying to find exactly, I think that one was the closest one that it came to. So yeah, I mean, having these pictures, I don't, even if they're AI driven, the AI program that I use, you can't just put, I want a green alien.
Yeah, you have to be very specific.
You almost have to write a short story about what you're envisioning for it to bring together an image that's even remotely close to what you're envisioning. And I stole these from some people.
You have to be able to make a picture with words in order for it.
Yeah. So yeah, I had fun with
The first one's my new book boyfriend.
this one.
I like the guys with the long hair.
These are the Centavis, by the way. That's Elations down there, in case you want to know how big he is. Here's some other aliens. These are takes on Klingons, and we call them Trinicans.
That second one looks awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like him.
Batliff did really good on these.
It looks a little bit Klingon, a little bit Predator. Yeah.
But these are some of the other ones. Let's see here. Yeah, some of them kind of go out there. Some of them are very alien in their appearances.
Oh, that one's cool.
Yeah, I got a lot of good ones.
That one right there, right there is like Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones to me. I really like that shield. That shield is awesome.
There's a lot of them that I like. Characters. Where do I have you? I have you here. And I have you. Which one did we pick for you?
There was one that you did. It might be under the folder with my name on it that I saw. Go back to characters. Go to the one because we made her plus size.
There she is.
Yeah, right there.
I think we did That one is what we came
Yeah.
up.
Oh, that is cool.
Because it was supposed as close as we could get to being as the Star Trek Bajoran with the
Mhm. The
ridges.
nose, yep.
But I do like the little bit of not hair,
Yeah,
bit right.
the little crown.
Yeah, because that
Wow.
almost looks like that's part of her head,
Yeah.
like if scales.
Mhm.
That could be part of, with the nose ridges, that's another part of that same, instead of it being more Joran, obviously, we can make a
Mhm.
whole new species based on
There, I
that
have her
part.
without the ridges.
And because I have so few of them, I'm also part something else that looks much more human.
I kind of like this little detail on the ear.
Oh yeah, on the ears. Yeah,
Yeah.
I noticed that. I do now. That's cool. Yeah.
I think this was another one, but we felt she was too militaristic looking.
Yeah, but I like the body shape on her
Yeah.
though. She's a little more full. She's a little fuller than the
Mhm.
other. That one was a little too
Too
large,
full. Yeah.
a little too full. So yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the one that we agreed on, and that was with her with the Bajoran nose. So
Yeah,
we could easily do her like this, so somebody can't come in and say, "Hey, that's a Bajoran nose."
yeah,
Just keep her like that.
that's true.
Yeah, I could always come in and put like a little ridge up here that's higher. So this looks more like it's part of her skin. Your microphone turned off.
Yeah,
Brenda.
I muted it because boy is asking questions.
Okay. Well, let me go ahead and I'm going to thank everyone for joining us this month, and we'll see you next month.